You walk into a room and forget why you are there. You lose words mid-sentence. You read a paragraph and it refuses to stick. For years, people chalked these moments up to stress, fatigue, or just getting older. But what if it's the food you have been eating every single morning? The routine, trusted staples you have never once been warned about. The aging brain is biologically highly vulnerable. Your blood-brain barrier, the tightly packed cellular wall protecting your brain from toxins, becomes far more permeable. Within the first hour of waking up, your blood sugar is most sensitive, and your gut-brain pathways are wide open. The food you consume during this window is either actively building your neural defenses or quietly dismantling them. Let's look at the science and count down the 5 worst offenders. Number 5 is store-bought fruit juice. It has extraordinary marketing behind it, projecting a wholesome, vitamin-enriched delusion that millions of people trust. But a standard 8-ounce glass packs between 24 and 36 grams of sugar. That is the exact same sugar content as a morning soda, completely stripped of the natural fiber buffer found in whole fruit. This chart shows what happens to your body when you drink liquid sugar on an empty stomach. You trigger a massive blood glucose spike, and your pancreas responds by flooding your system with insulin, leading to a steep, sudden crash. When this spike and crash cycle repeats daily over months and years, it develops into systemic insulin resistance. Your brain relies on a highly regulated supply of glucose to function. When neurons become insulin resistant, they literally starve to death because they can no longer absorb that required energy. The mechanism is so direct that researchers frequently refer to Alzheimer's disease as type 3 diabetes. Furthermore, the liquid fructose in juice is processed by your liver, where it forms advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These are harmful compounds that bind to proteins and physically stiffen your brain tissue. By juicing the fruit, manufacturers remove the essential protective fiber, turning a natural food into a daily neuroinflammatory sugar bomb. Number 4 is commercial breakfast cereal, specifically the adult varieties marketed with responsible-sounding labels like high fiber and heart healthy. Older adults were told for decades that these products were the ultimate healthy choice. That marketing represents a generational betrayal because these boxes are filled with ultra-processed grains. Ultra-processed foods severely disrupt the gut microbiome, the complex ecosystem of bacteria living in your digestive tract. They shift the balance of bacteria aggressively in the wrong direction. This bacterial disruption in your stomach triggers systemic inflammation. Thanks to the gut-brain axis, the direct communication line between your stomach and your head, that inflammation travels up the vagus nerve directly to your brain. Once it crosses the aging blood-brain barrier, it specifically damages the hippocampus. This is the exact brain region responsible for forming and retrieving memories, and this chronic swelling accelerates dementia plaques. This brings us directly to number 2 on our list, flavored yogurt. It is the ultimate dietary irony because doctors actively recommend yogurt for its gut health benefits, but commercial flavored yogurt contains 17 to 29 grams of added sugar and artificial dyes. These additives act as direct poison to the very probiotics you are trying to cultivate in your stomach. You eat it thinking you are making a responsible choice, but you are fueling a slow fire in the memory center you need to protect. Number 3 is margarine and vegetable spreads. Decades ago, health-conscious consumers were pushed to drop natural butter in favor of these synthetic spreads. Your brain is roughly 60% fat. Every single memory synapse, the microscopic gap where your neurons communicate, depends entirely on the physical quality of the dietary fats you consume. The manufacturing process used to solidify vegetable oil is called partial hydrogenation. It created trans fats, a highly neurotoxic substance that the human body had never encountered in nature. Trans fats and modern vegetable oils heavy in omega-6 fatty acids physically infiltrate your neuron cell membranes and myelin sheaths, distorting their natural structure. This structural buckling impairs signaling. It slows down transmission and promotes permanent oxidative stress inside the brain. Number 1 on the list is white bread and refined grain products. These are the most trusted, deeply embedded cultural staples found in most homes. Stripping the bran and germ from wheat leaves behind pure starch. This refined carbohydrate possesses a glycemic index, a measure of how rapidly a food spikes your blood sugar, that is actually higher than table sugar. This chart visualizes devastating data published by the Mayo Clinic. It compares the cognitive decline risk of older adults on low-carb diets against those consuming high amounts of refined carbohydrates. The data shows that diets high in refined carbs lead to nearly 4 times the risk of developing mild cognitive impairment. White bread earns the #1 spot because it is ubiquitous. It is the primary exit ramp toward the clinical stage preceding Alzheimer's, sitting quietly on breakfast tables worldwide. The damage caused by these foods is quiet and cumulative, but it is also largely reversible in its early stages. You can protect your memory with simple, immediate dietary swaps. Eat whole fruit instead of drinking juice to keep the natural fiber. Use real butter from a quality source instead of margarine, and switch to plain Greek yogurt. Share this video with a parent, a spouse, or a friend who keeps mentioning they have been feeling brain fog lately. The window to make a difference is open right now. What you choose to put on your breakfast plate tomorrow morning can physically alter your cognitive trajectory. Take care of your brain. It's the only one you have.